Brett, the obvious but perhaps most important question. First off, will Matthew Cruiser play this week?
Probably unlikely to play unless something changes in the next 48 hours.
Given the initial prognosis, which I think was quite positive, have you been able to pinpoint exactly what's wrong?
No, we haven't. No, that's probably been over the last sort of 48 hours has been the thing that we haven't sort of. We thought we were on top of it, and yeah, we still can't identify exactly what it is. So we'll have to just wait and see.
Will he still travel?
Well, unless something changes, probably not. But if something changes, he'll travel and play. So yeah. Yep, he won't travel unless he plays.
Basically, he could walk around the right, excuse me, and then when he runs, he goes down. Is that right? His foot?
Yeah, it has been. Just gone down his foot. So we just can't identify it yet. So.
Have you ruled out compartment syndrome?
Yes, we have. Yep.
There's reported that Bryce is definitely not going to play. Is it that?
The likelihood is very slim that he'll play. Yep.
So how bad is it at the moment? It was reported that he can't lift his arm above his head, and there's still a fair bit of pain there.
There's a bit of pain. I think if you watch the vision, he gets his hand above his head straight away. So he can get his hand above his head. So that happened straight after the incident. But the big one for us, if he gets a knock or something like that, we have to take that into consideration that he'd be out for the game. And the risk of that happening and what it does for the other 21 men is pretty unfair. So we'll have to weigh that up.
If he misses, do you go like for like with a replacement?
Probably haven't really gone right through that. We've thrown up a few things with Hampson maybe coming into the mix, and do we play Thornton, Hampson and Satanta forward, which would be a different mix than what we've had, but that's something that we could maybe combat the Nat Nui Cox combination. So they're the things that are going through our head. Do we play another tall? Bryce has played forward as well, but he's really added to our midfield and defence as well. So that's the one that we've got to throw around the match committee table.
Is that the way you're leading, do you feel, at the start?
50-50, I couldn't, sitting on the fence there. Yeah.
Is that a difficult thing to discuss at the moment? Obviously with Satanta and Robbie doing such a good job last week, obviously different sort of contest with Cox and that. Is it difficult to sort of decide on what mix is going to be right over there, given that you often take good running sides over there too? Yeah, it is. I suppose the biggest one that is always a concern. If you take a running team and a smaller team, if you get an injury to a tall, it really leaves you short. So that's the interesting one. Like Zach Tui missed out from the week before, and his form was pretty good in that last game against St Kilda. 20 possessions, 5 inside 50s, 1 goal from playing at half back. So he was very unlucky to miss out. But it's all about the balance for the team and what we need to do to get the job. I think Russell played quite well against the Marathon too, didn't he? Even though he lost, I think he was okay.
Yeah, Russell was okay. Yep. And the difference is we didn't. When you consider last time. When we played him, Jamison went off really, or went from the back line and had to go as a forward just to try and hang on a little bit longer before he went out. So he didn't really play back. Laidler didn't play. Dygan didn't play. Robertson didn't play. So there's a fair difference to the two.
I think you said in that game, after that game that you thought your team played a little bit too cute too against West Coast defence. Have you drilled back into that much this week, or will you?
We've touched on it already in regards to how we played, and probably our press versus their press, theirs worked a lot better than ours, and we thought we were really off our game defensively in that game as well. Yeah.
On Jamison, how did he pull up?
He's fine. Jamo's fine. He'll be right. Yeah.
We're just surprised at how his recovery, because he seemed in the vision even a couple of days before he played, he seemed to be still hobbling.
I heard the build-up before the game, which I virtually, people were saying, "Oh, Jamo's out," and you just laughed all the way to the game, thinking, "Yep, no, they know, they're all over it. Yep, he won't play," and still shaking your head. But it just takes a little bit to warm up sometimes, and I think if you're just walking around, there's a slight little hobble there, but as soon as he gets warmed up, away it goes, and he's fine. So, yeah.
You went into the weight slipped off your shoulders slightly, getting that first final win under your belt.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, it could have been taken a little bit out of context as well. Just going through the 93 and the 94 experience of, losing a grand final, then the home and away, finishing where we did in 94 from a club point of view, and then playing that, thinking, geez, we got knocked out in straight sets that year. We lost to Melbourne and Geelong. Then in '95, the build-up was a fair bit of weight on your shoulders because you hadn't won a final, and it's just nice to take that pressure off. Our expectations don't change as a football club. We get to play with just that weight of winning a final or losing a final off our back, but our expectation and our KPIs don't change one bit. So, if anyone thought I was just saying now we just get to play and it doesn't really matter, it still matters 100%. But just that little bit of a burden on your back, can you win a final, can you not win a final? I think that's just nice to remove that, and now let's just get on and do what we do.
Having won a final, where I guess the obvious question to us is, what is your expectation and how far can you go?
I think this group's shown that they can take on the best in the competition and perform really, really well. And that's one thing that we have sort of spoke about, bringing our best to the table, and that's going to be really important, especially over there. The crowd is a little bit of a factor. Can we just silence the crowd? That would be enormous for us.
But conversely, with what you were just talking about too, about winning a final, the expectations growing massively over there over this season. Do you think they might start to feel a little bit of that too? You're obviously an experienced group to some extent too, apart from other older players, but do you think that could be an issue for them?
Well, it might be. Do they make the finals and then lose in straight sets? I think then they would carry that burden into the next year. Finishing in the top 4. That would become a burden for them the following year as well. So yeah, they might have to carry that weight. Yeah.
I think in terms of the fishbowl over there, so they're the biggest item in town over there, so it's sort of grown up around a little bit this year.
I bet you it has, and it's all. And seasons are like that with momentum as well. The expectation rises. So yeah.
What did you decipher most that they got you at in that last game? Were there tools of trouble for you?
I think they marked the ball. When Jamison goes down, and that makes it being exposed. At one point in the game we ran them to 9 points, and then it just made a few critical errors, and their margin just seemed to balloon out from there. That was in the third quarter. So I think with Jamison going down, it probably just didn't help our structure going forward as well. They marked the ball at both ends of the ground. I think they took 17 marks in their forward 50, and they also took 7 in ours, which is an extremely high number. So not just from an uncontested mark, contested situation. So yeah. You've
obviously been around this successful times too, Brett. Do you feel a similar feeling coming back into this club again?
I feel the momentum not just with the playing group, but I think the whole club. Just when you go upstairs as well with all the staff and that as well, it's. I suppose the belief comes from not just winning games and playing in finals, but I think it comes from that success and the belief that comes from within as well. And I think not just from the playing team, and then the coaches. I think it's the whole club starting to really, grow in that area. Yep.
You got Liam last week, Lee Matthews. Do you do anything special? I don't know if you like that.
No, I think our record of travelling interstate's been, we haven't lost this year, so we want to continue down that routine. It's been really positive for us, getting away, and what it does do, it allows us just to have the odd chat about how's life and what do you want to get out of this week's game and things like that. You can just really sit down with the player, where when you're at work and you're here, you don't get those opportunities. So just going to have a coffee with someone, or if the team goes on a walk, you walk with a different player for 50 metres and then just change or have a chat here and there. So that your ability to do that interstate is really good. So we'll continue that. We play lawn bowls, which me and Justin Cordy beat Lockie Henderson and Dennis Armfield, so we'll probably, they can have another shot at the title, which will be good. Yeah.
Just with Robbie Warnock, going into last week, there was a bit made of Hill and Ryder, and they jumped all over him, and obviously you've got an obvious situation with that. So, yeah. Do you say anything to Robbie this week? I mean, he's passed just about every test you've thrown him, but do you say anything to him? You just let him go?
Not really. I think the big men in finals, their reputation really grows, and when they stand up, and we spoke to Robbie about that leading into the game, just one-on-one, about creating your own reputation in finals as a player, and I thought he responded outstanding. Just the way he applied himself. It wasn't just about his ruck work, it was actually about his follow-up and his tackling and those types of things that we were really pleased with as well. Yeah.
How much more potential has he got?
I think he's got a bit of scope to go with his marking as well. But what we did see is a real snapshot of it. I think if he believes as much as we believe in him, I think he could be. The sky's the limit, and Yeah, he's one that sort of needs confidence, and like most players, but yeah, his scope is still a bit to grow. Yeah.
And Andrew Carazzo expecting triplets. Brett, along with Oscar Joe, that's nearly half a blue side there, isn't it?
We'll put an order in for 3 boys, which would be outstanding, and yeah, then we could really make up. Scotto's got a boy, and yeah, the list grows. So yeah, maybe next year we'll have Dylan. We've got Dylan Buckley next year, so it is great to have father and sons around. But yeah, just making sure all the kids are safe. But 3, he's going to have his work cut out, isn't he?
What's Andrew Hawke having?
I don't know. Andrew's got a boy already, but yeah, I don't know if. Yeah, he's got a bub coming in the next few weeks as well. So who knows? Yeah.
How do you expect him to sleep with 3 newborns in the house?
Well, he said he's going to stay at my house a couple of nights or the night before the game, and I've okayed that, so that's all right. He can stay out in the back room. But I think actually with the government do a fantastic thing. We've already sort of spoken a bit. I think you get a nanny for 3 to 4 months. Yeah, but Andy's wife is a midwife, so that helps as well. So he's planned it perfect, hasn't he? Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.